You're inaugurally present is what I'm hearing.
That too.
Yes. So we got some amazing people today. Thanks guys for your patience, for us getting going. And let's drop in. Who do we got, Vivian?
Oh my God. So we have Marja Simone Meinfield in from Germany today.
Hey.
Marjorie went from McDonald's fry cook to Fortune 500 company office manager to heavy combat engineer soldier to becoming a U.S. federal attorney and being awarded the Air Force Commendation Medal for successfully adjudicating over 600 magistrate court cases, to becoming a vegan chef to the stars and author of Fork Disease, Go Vegan, to creating Amazing Women of Abundance, her own company where she is a badass wealth mindset coach, where she believes everyone's story is worth being authored in order to achieve abundance, and take it from her international bestseller on Amazon, The One Law for Abundance in Every Area of Your Life. So welcome, Marja Simone.
Wow, thank you. What an awesome intro. Oh my.
And it's pronounced Marja, is that correct?
Marja, yes. Good to
Marja.
see you again,
So
Sean.
Yeah, good to see you. And by the way, what an unbelievable background. Like you're eclectic, like, yeah, like, wow. So for everybody out there. So what's present for you today? And how about a fun fact?
Oh, wow. Okay. A fun fact is every year for many, many years, I name the year in January going forward. Last year, I named 2020 my year of being brave. And long before COVID and anything else happened. And so I said yes to everything, no matter how I felt, and no matter how scared I was. And I swam in the ocean for the first time in my life last year.
You're
And of
speaking
course,
John's language.
I couldn't do it small, so I swam the coral reefs in Fiji.
Amazing.
Wow.
Sure.
Amazing.
Marja, thank you so much for being here today and for your service and for all the things you stand for in the world.
Thank you.
Thank you. Vivian, we got some ocean stories, but we'll keep those for a little later. We'll see if Marja's up for that. But we got another participant.
Well, we're actually going to go to the judges for the moment as we await our contestant. So we have Bree Martin in from San Francisco. Whoop, whoop. She's a business leader and investor with over 20 years of experience and is founder and CEO of Bree Martin International up until last year, when Bree chose to go from being a stable corporate executive to a homeless vagabond by choosing money and freedom over more money and a cage when her company was acquired. She ditched her home, sold her car, gave away 90% of her possessions, and brought her and her 3 kids a one-way ticket to travel the world during COVID, all in search of finding her authentic power. I know, Sean, I see you gasping. She is currently launching an interactive course on the journey of leadership and is filming Rewrite the Rules, a docuseries highlighting the old rules women unconsciously live by that are keeping us unequal, frustrated, and exhausted. And if you can't see this, Sean, we're all a stack of women today, so she's speaking our language. Welcome, Bree!
Bree, how the heck are you?
I am awesome. I'm a bit homeless still, so that's an interesting feeling by choice. But you know, life is pretty freaking amazing. Like I'm looking out at redwoods and taking deep breaths and excited for this year.
So where are you actually coming from today? What redwoods and
right
where
out
exactly?
Of in Mill Valley, Marin County.
Amazing. And so how is this nomadic journey? What's present for you about it?
It's interesting. It is such a true feeling because, once you really dig in and listen to your own intuition and guidance and you don't listen to the rest of the world, you get to sense that feeling of truth. And so I know that I'm not meant to sign anything long-term. And so it feels very true to be living this nomadic style. On the flip side, it's also exhausting. I'm moving into it. It's literally week by week. I have 3 kids. So it's not like it's just me. And I'm moving into a place for 3 whopping weeks on Friday. And that feels to me like the most stability. It's the longest place I've been anywhere since August.
Wow. And Bree, how old are your children?
6, 7, and 10.
Wow. And how are they adapting to this process?
When we traveled, one of the things that we were learning is that home is within. It's not a place or a location. And so, and this time together has been so beautiful and magical that they're more solid than they've ever been. And so, I can talk through, what's going on and why I'm doing what I'm doing, and they're all really good. And their dad lives here, so they have a stability in his home, but they're fantastic, incredibly so, actually.
And your fun fact for today, as if that's all not fun enough.
Oh, my fun fact. Man, what comes to mind instantly is like I'm reviewing these new Oracle decks, and I'm picking these Oracle decks, and one of the ones that resonates the most is about how you be in connection with people from all over the globe, and that energy will connect and expand. And so I think that just feels very real for me today, after picking that card.
Wow.
Love that.
Extraordinary. So Bree, thank you so much for being here, and let's have some fun today.
I'm excited. So excited.
Vivian, we got like nomadic geniuses changing the world. We got all kinds of crazy coral reef fish and we got some more judges.
This gets even more incredible. In from West Palm Beach, we have Jill Wheaton in the house. Woo! She is wearing my favorite color, pink. For over 7 years, Jill Wheaton is the top senior business strategist for Tony Robbins. And as a leadership expert and sales coach, she draws from her wealth of knowledge, whether from NLP to her mastery attained at Stanford in both public speaking and English, to help influence her clients up level and achieve their business goals. So welcome, Jill Wheaton.
And not only did Jill do that, she walked on to a Division I Pac-10 basketball team and made the team, which is like drop the mic incredible. Jill, how are you?
Doing great, Sean. Nice to see you. Nice to see all of you. Some familiar faces. Really fun.
Well, super grateful for you being here. And how about a fun fact?
I, after college, moved to LA and played in a rock band for 5 years.
I did not know this reality. What was the name of the band?
Bam Bam.
Yeah. And
Were you Pebbles?
Can you tell us perhaps a like Bam Bam Unblinded After Dark fun fact? Or maybe like not tonight.
All of the evidence has been destroyed and was required to be destroyed when I joined Merrill Lynch, and there's not a shred of evidence left somewhere.
Wow. Well, Jill, that is extraordinary. And thank you so much for being here today, Jill. Amazing. So yes, we have Jill and massive sales ability and skills. And I actually have heard that Jill thinks that her influencing abilities might just be the best on the planet. And I stand for that possibility. So Vivian, who else we got?
Oh my goodness, we have from Quebec, Sabrina Ambrose.
Sabrina's in the house.
Yes. For over 10 years, Sabrina Ambrose is founder and owner of Ambrose & Company, a janitorial service where she runs a team that services offices and commercial spaces. She also owns a catering business, of which she's actually in from today, for busy professionals offering healthy, ready-to-eat meals for families, and services high-end clients that range from TV personalities to NFL players. And what she is most passionate about is her charity called Dreams of My Own, which focuses on enriching the life of single parents via education and empowerment. Welcome, Sabrina Ambrose.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for inviting me. And I'm so happy to be here around so much amazing people. So thank you.
Well, Sabrina, thank you for being here. And how about a fun fact?
Fun fact. Ooh. My fun fact is I cook for Oprah.
No way.
Whoa.
What is Oprah's favorite dessert?
I don't know what her favorite dessert, but what I was serving that day was creme brulee. So I didn't even know that I was cooking for Oprah. I was just excited to meet Oprah's chef. And then little did I know I was cooking for Oprah. And when I tell this story, people usually ask me the question, which is, have you met Oprah? And my answer is, of course, no, I did not meet Oprah. But she was in a room breathing, and I was in the room breathing after her. So we're best friends. So
So your fun fact is you have shared air with Oprah.
I have. So pretty much we served the food, and then it was a short rib and a red wine reduction with some pancettas and chestnut mushrooms on a bed of garlic potatoes. That was a request that day, so I was able to cook for Oprah, and we did some creme brulee and some hors d'oeuvres. So that was a very good day. We got in touch with Gail, so that was able to actually touch Gail. So that was we're almost there. We're almost there. We're one step away from Oprah. We're almost there. We're working on it.
Rena, amazingness is in the house. Vivian.
Secondhand oxygen with Gail King. How awesome.
It gets a little bit weird like during COVID, but like we'll like revisit that later. Was that COVID shared air or like pre-COVID shared air, Sabrina?
Pre-COVID shared air. It was all good stuff. Yeah.
So, let me ask you a question. Here's the deal. Would you share COVID air? And by the way, I'm not being insensitive. Both of my parents have had COVID, massive struggles and challenges. We do not take everything that seriously on the real every day. But would you opt for like COVID shared air if you got to meet and talk to Oprah, or just skip it? Sabrina, you're on the spot. This is the real.
I would take her air. I would hug her. I would take all Oprah. What? I would take her disease, her hugs, her everything. Oprah is my mentor. We're best friends in my head.
Maybe you can bottle it.
I love that, Sabrina.
Bottle that air.
Oprah is on my imaginary board of directors.
Yeah.
I love that. I would love to see your vision board one day. Yeah.
So Vivian, where are we at, my friend?
Oh my God, we do have Teresa in the house as our contestant.
The one and only TTP is in the building.
Yes, absolutely.
Her mission is to welcome your dream home as a realtor at Keller Williams. And here she specializes in helping her clients with their dream home in competitive markets in all aspects, from listing complicated transactions, divorce, estates, and multiple property transactions. And because of her heart, it's no surprise that she usually creates lifelong relationships with her buyers. Welcome, TTP.
Teresa, how are you? And by the way, how many people do you have on your team that you run over there?
I have 170 agents in my office. We have 3 locations that I supervise. Yeah, so there's that. Listing and selling. I have a real estate portfolio. I also invest in real estate that I'm looking to double this year. So I got a lot going on.
And Teresa, what is your fun fact, my friend?
Okay, fun fact is I have been known to jump off of train trestles in the middle of the night into the river.
No way. And you've also been known to jump into like the Atlantic Ocean with like 7-foot breaking waves on the shoreline and burn your fears in a fire. I've heard that too. Is that true?
That is very true.
Very nice. So Teresa, thank you so much for being here, TTP.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Vivian, not only do we have like Marja and Teresa Trigus-Pfefferly, we also have a role player.
Oh my goodness, yes, we have Lorelai Mariano in the house. Woo, woo.
The one and only.
Yes.
The one and only. You may know Lorelai as the producer of The Real Raw. What you don't know is that she is also founder and designer of Bella Roche, a design worn by top celebrities and herself right now. And she's and she has been featured in Fashion Week. That's right, Sean. I know you're startled. Laura and I can also add TV celebrity status to herself as she starred in 3 seasons of The Real Housewives of Orange County. Lorelai also leads a high-level, I saw that. Lorelai also leads a high-level mastermind, which includes the inner circle of Tony Robbins, thought leaders, and powerful speakers. But her life's mission is to guide others out of childhood trauma like she did. She shares her story on Steven Tyler's media platform, a pending memoir, and her podcast titled Triumph Over Trauma. For her superpower is that she is the connector to the untouchable. And that is a gift of growth and contribution. Welcome, Laura.
On that.
Thank you. That was amazing. Yeah, we have to have Vivian everywhere we go.
To the untouchable, the connector to the untouchable. Lorelai, that is absolutely extraordinary. How are you, my friend?
I'm amazing. So beautiful to be here.
You are amazing, and we love you, Lorelai. We're so grateful for you. Lorelai has been such an incredible teammate in the Unblinded space, and she is the connector to the untouchable. We had Michael Burnett, owner, CEO, founder of Success Resources, was just on a week ago. He was on The Real Raw. He was on What is the Real Raw? Why Real Raw? And then all of a sudden, we're doing something in Clubhouse, and there is Michael Burnett as we're doing
Magic.
Lorelai just like waves her fingers, and magic appears. So yeah. We're super thankful. But Vivian, can I just ask you something? I get to Lorelai's fun fact in a moment. I feel like I'm on the Unblinded episode of like I could bring home the bacon, fry it up in a pan. Like that's where I am today. Do you remember that commercial from back in the day, Vivian? Or no?
I actually don't, but you are surrounded by a hotbed of beautiful women today.
And there's like a dot to that. I will leave it there. But I offer each of you to Google. I could bring home the bacon, fry it up in the pan, dot. It was a commercial that ran like late 70s, I think early 80s. It was extraordinary. And I am present to that dynamic today. So Laura,
I am actually old enough to remember that, Sean.
do you remember that commercial?
Yeah,
Is that an appropriate like theme song for today?
it's perfect.
So Unblinded Team, let's see if we could bring up that commercial on YouTube. That would be
I
extraordinary.
would love to see that.
That would be fun. Let's get it before Vivian bids us adieu for the day. Unblinded Team, thank you very much. Vincent Company, I could bring home the bacon, fry it up in a pan, and never ever let you forget, dot.
I'm a man.
Yeah.
So, Lorelai, what is your fun fact?
Okay, my fun fact, since we're talking about celebrities and untouchable people, I was scouted in Las Vegas, scouted kind of by Michael Bay, who's a huge movie director of Pearl Harbor and Transformers, by the guy the stunt man. And so I ended up going to Vegas and celebrating his birthday at the Bellagio and running into Paris Hilton and actually who else was there? So just, it was an intimate affair, but with all these powerful, amazing people. So that was my fun fact out of the blue.
Awesome.
But there's an after dark piece that I cannot reveal at this time. I think I might have mentioned that to you. Oh, Jerry Bruckheimer was there too. What do you know?
Oh my goodness. Lorelai Mariano, the connector to the untouchable. Extraordinary. Appreciate you. Unblinded Team, we'll give it 20 more seconds. We have that commercial clip pulled up.
I found it.
All right.
Found it.
Let's hit it.
Marja. She's on it.
Closer?
But once in a while, you gotta give me your hand.
Give her Marjorie, the 8-hour perfume for the 24-hour woman.
And now, Marjorie Midnight, Oriental Musk Mystery. As different from Marjorie as morning is from midnight. Marjorie Midnight.
Bree, I am thankful that we've come a long way with women. Father of 2 daughters and equality. We got a long way to go, but we're a long way from there. Bree. So what do you say about that?
You're talking about. Sorry, Sean. Was that to me?
Yeah, I was saying, Bree, we've come a long way from there. Got a long way to go, but a long way from there, eh?
Hey, no, I mean, it is fascinating. I'm actually writing a book right now on history of men and women, and it is fascinating how far we've come.
Yes, I think that may be an interesting footnote in your book, that commercial existed at one point. So yes, thank you. And by the way, I was a political science major at undergrad at Columbia University, and I was in gender studies, often in my space in my world. That has been a part of the eclectic journey that brings us here today. So Vivian, you're extraordinary. I could not be more grateful. I say I love you. I say to men and women, I say I love you, not just to women, especially to Rob Gill. I love him. I miss him. He's not even here today. But Vivian, love you. You are extraordinary. The energy you bring and what you launch here every day.
Oh, thank you so much. I love you all.
Love you.
Have so much fun.
Rocking out. So this is so weird. There's some days that we have like every mix. So some days we've had all men, some days we've had all women, like this very interesting mixture, but it's rare that we go like exclusively one direction or the other. So fun day today. Thank you all for being here. Lorelai, are you ready?
I'm ready. Yes.
Okay. So Lorelai, why don't you decide who goes first today?
Okay. I think we're going to have Teresa.
TTP, are you ready?
I am ready.
Lorelai, as you know, TTP, because you are not a newbie to this world of Unblinded, of course. Teresa is one of our elite Unblinded members. Could not be more grateful for her. Lorelai, and you know this, but share for Marja, everybody else I think Marja knows as well. Lorelai can be herself. She can be an avatar of any sort, and or Lorelai could be a specific person. But Teresa, since you're here today, I think we're going to go with a new twist in the format. Are you ready for this?
I'm always ready for your twists and uncertainty, Sean.
Yes. And by the way, Teresa's a huge rock fan. So, and she's completely insane, Jill. So at some point, you might want to share your Unblinded After Dark stories with Teresa because she has two of her own. But Teresa, here's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
To unpack the incredible nature of not only influence as a superpower, but what to do with it. How about if Lorelei is a potential ecosystem partner for you, for an ecosystem merger? So we're going to take a look at both your influence mastery and your approach to process mastery for how you scale and leverage your business. Do you take, you can go any way you want to,
Yeah.
but would you take on this challenge this morning, this afternoon?
I will totally fail forward.
Excellent. So who would you like Lorelei to be then? A potential optimal ecosystem partner where you'll be looking to go from hello to yes over these 6 minutes. An ecosystem, for those who don't know what we're talking about, we'll drop in a little bit more on that later. But yes, Teresa, who would you like
But
Lorelei?
what if Lorelei is who she already is?
Yes.
And I'm looking to create an ecosystem partnership with her and her client base.
Boom. Let's go, TTP. Awesome. Lorelei, can you be yourself?
I can. I'll try.
All right, let's do it. So, yes, Teresa, Lorelei, please take us in.
Okay, awesome. Ring, ring.
Hi, hello.
Hi, Lorelei. My name's Teresa Trigus Befferly. I'm with Keller Williams. The reason for my call today, I'm wondering if I could have 3 minutes of your time.
Sure.
Lorelei, I've been a huge fan of your product, and I'm curious, before I lead into my line of questioning, how did you get into jewelry design?
That's a great question. So I've always really been into fashion, and I was looking for that niche, and I was finding that there was not a lot of jewelry that I liked that was going with what I had for my fashion, for my wardrobe. And so I just started to take, apart pieces from my existing jewelry, find new stones, and just realized I had a real talent and passion for this.
Wow. So it sounds like you're very creative.
Yes, I have a lot of creativity for sure.
In addition to being very ingenuitive and entrepreneurial.
Yes.
Those are very fabulous qualities. I applaud you for taking those steps.
Yeah.
What was it like to get started?
It was exciting because I feel like I was a bit of a late bloomer, and to finally find that niche, I took acting classes and I thought, no, that's not for me. And to find that passion, and that it was amazing. So it was really a beautiful journey. It's been an amazing journey.
That's amazing. I could see your heart smiling through your face when you talk about it. So that's pretty cool, Lorelei. So where do you think you're going in the next 5 years with the product line?
Ooh, that's a great question. Well, it's very exciting. I have some talks with some more major celebrities, and the thing that's really within my heart, though, is to continue the journey with Steven Tyler and Janie's Fund, which is my heart, which is promoting helping women and girls through childhood trauma. So proceeds from jewelry sales certain percentage goes to Janie's Fund. So that's really where I see myself as expanding and working with Steven Tyler in that capacity.
That's pretty amazing. I love that. That actually is very something that is very commendable, and having that as a passion of yours. I know we're coming up on our 3 minutes, but I wanted to know if we could maybe take time to schedule another appointment, because I'd like to discuss with you the possibility of a partnership.
Hey, Teresa, Lorelai's going to bounce right back to you just in a couple minutes. So you still have 3 minutes to go, if that's cool with you. Lorelei, you have a quick phone call, okay?
Okay. I'd love to talk to you more. I have to run and get this call.
Excellent.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Teresa, excellent work. How'd that feel for you?
Fabulous.
Thanks. Lorelei, are you actually currently engaged at some level with Janie's Fund?
Yes, I have been for a couple of years now.
How do you not tell me this? How do you not tell me this? We talk all the time.
I've told you. I thought I told you.
You did not tell me.
Okay, well,
I love you, and I'm going to challenge you
so
with this. Why didn't you ever ask me to like participate in some way? I want to like this is like you're like Miss Helodias. How come?
I don't know. I guess I thought that you knew, and
I didn't know. See what we were like, what we're learning. This is like an amazing real-time moment of like not asking. I had no idea. And I think the
yes.
world of you. I would have.
Oh,
Yes. Okay. We'll talk
yeah.
about this. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So, Marja, who would you like Lorelai to be?
Okay, so do I get 3 minutes or 3 and 3? How does that?
You get 3 and 3, right? So you get 6 minutes total. And I know this is a twist. So Lorelai could be like an ideal client, right? Or another option is she could be a strategic alliance partner. We call it ecosystem merging. We have some nuances in our fun language and Unblinded, but ecosystem partnership, strategic alliances cause scale. So if you want to play that game, you're more than welcome to. If you just like her to be a client or anybody else, any way you want to go.
Let's have Lorelai as herself as a potential client.
Awesome. All right, please. You have 6 minutes. You get interrupted 3 minutes in. Judges, what we're listening for is how Teresa, Marja open up Lorelai's listening, how they show up, how much they show up as congruently unique. So Lorelai's curious, and like a little something's at stake for Lorelai that they're going to solve in round 2 as they go from hello to yes. Like what we mean by at stake is people say yes out of the desire to solve something for them, to solve a pain. How does that come up in a non-manipulative, truly authentic way? Like that's at play in round 1. So Marja, Lorelai's Lorelai, and we're ready to go. Please.
Okay. Hi, Lorelai. How are you?
hi, I'm great. Thank you. How are you?
Oh, absolutely outstanding. I'm so excited to connect with you again. So what's new in your world?
Well, what's new is I am venturing into a partnership with a really amazing fashion designer and having a great time producing The Real Raw as well, and beginning my podcast.
Wow, what's your podcast about?
It is helping guide people who have experienced childhood trauma due to abuse and neglect and PTSD. So helping to guide them, to inspire and help move them through their trauma.
Why is that the topic of your podcast?
Well, I've experienced severe childhood trauma in my life. And now that I am on the other side, and I actually discovered my mission and purpose, which is this through Tony Robbins' work. So it's just, I feel that now I'm on the other side. It's just vital in my passion to, my responsibility in a way to help others.
Wow, I absolutely love that. I am so grateful to you. So many people hide these sort of childhood traumas and things, and for you to step out into the light like that and own it and say, I'm on the other side and to help people is just beautiful.
Oh, I love that. And that's one of my kind of mottos or phrases is you have to just to move out of the darkness, move through the darkness to get to the light.
Wow, I love that so much. And I could feel your heart and your passion for reaching people who really need that, especially now more than ever. So I thank you, honestly, fully thank you for what you're doing.
Oh, thank you for saying that. It means a lot.
So you're bringing beauty to the world in your charity work as well as in your jewelry.
Exactly. And I'm actually starting a new line to with sort of healing properties and stones and inspirational messages. So incorporating that.
You know, I would love to delve further with you into a conversation about capturing your story for eternity for the world. You have a beautiful story, and I create authors, and your story deserves to be in a book.
Oh, thank you. I would love that.
Hey, Lorelai, you have a quick phone call. You can bounce back to Marja in just a couple minutes.
Yeah, my apologies, Marja, but I have a quick call. I'll be right back to you.
I'm so looking forward to talking with you soon. Bye, Lorelai.
Bye.
Marja, excellent job. How'd that feel for you?
It felt natural and and authentic. I spoke from my heart, and I could feel Lorelai's energy. And what I said, I truly believe that everyone has a beautiful story to tell, and I love Lorelai's. So yeah, it felt good. It felt weird having a lot of other people watch.
So listen, let's get to some feedback. Laurel, by the way, Laurel, how'd that feel for you that round?
Oh, it felt beautiful. She was just pulling so much out of me, and an acknowledgement was there. Very important and
Thank
felt.
It felt, you said it felt
It
beautiful?
was received.
Received. Got
Her
it.
acknowledgement was received, and she opened up my listening, I feel.
Well, thank you. So let's drop in with the judges. Judges, we're going to go 30 seconds of feedback for each of our outstanding participants. 15 seconds on what worked, 15 seconds on what could be optimized, then a score on a scale of 1 to 10. Again, this round was not about asking. This round was about opening up, listening, congruent uniqueness, maybe putting a little something at stake. Round 2 is the conveyance of who these fine folks are, heroic, unique identity, ness, and agreement formation. That's next round. So Jill, would you mind dropping in first on Teresa?
Yeah. Teresa, I thought your questions were great. You asked questions about the past, the future, like where do you see yourself in 5 years was a brilliant question. It really opened things up. And you paid a genuine compliment, which landed. And so well done. The only thing I would suggest to be aware of is you reply with "that's amazing" pretty frequently. And so you might just want to tune into like maybe a more articulate response that just kind of keeps that rapport building. But phenomenal job.
Thank you.
And a score, please.
Oh goodness. 9.0.
Excellent. And what did you have from Marcia?
Marja, you both did it. Like Teresa, you paid a genuine compliment. It landed. Really in awe of your ability to do that. You paced her very, very well. And I thought your tie down with "this deserves to be in a book," it was like, you landed that punch. It was like, now we know where this was all going. This is very nitpicky, but if I had to find one piece of constructive feedback, some of the questions at the beginning felt a little too open, like what's new in your world? I realized that you were kind of narrowing things down, but there might be an opportunity to kind of pace and lead a little bit sooner with more specific questions.
Okay.
And your score is?
9.2.
Jill, mastery is in the building. Incredible feedback. Bree, what do you have, please, for Teresa?
Sure. So Teresa, I mean, this is my first judging situation. I really loved the questions that you asked. I thought, I was curious to hear the answers as well. And so as you kind of kept digging deeper into your questions, you were bringing more and more out of Lorelai. I think the part that I felt is, I think there was more head than heart in some of the discussion. I didn't feel you. I thought it was more trying to create questions in your head versus questions that came from your powerful center.
Excellent.
Thank you.
And your score?
So how does scores work?
For 1 to 10.
1 to 10? I would give you a 7.
And from Marcia.
Marja, okay. So I thought that you were brilliant in the way that you held your body and the way that you were very grounded in that conversation. And so you allowed space for Lorelai in a very safe way to kind of explore deeper. I think the only thing is it kind of builds on Jill as far as area of growth is in the very beginning, the opening sentence, like if I would answer the phone and someone asked me how, like a wide question, I'd be like, who are you? Why are you calling me? And so that's the other piece. And for you, from a score wise, I'd give you an 8.5.
Thank you.
Excellent. And Sabrina, what did you have for, please, Teresa?
Okay, so for Teresa, I've heard you before beyond today. So you have great questions. So I did appreciate your questions. You how did you get into what they did? So she opened up, and then she was able to explain her story. You also had a question about where do you think your business is heading, which is something that's very exciting for an entrepreneur. So she's able to talk about her vision and where she sees it going. One feedback that I would have is I'm a closer. I've never actually walked into a deal and not closed it. I have a 100% success rate, and I just would like to have that closing. Like, I just felt like it didn't close. At the end of the day, it's like you build a great rapport, but all that matters is the end result. So that's the only thing that I have as a feedback, is just like the 10 seconds earlier, just closing it, because you did amazing questions, great feedback, just like close the sale, girl. And then that was amazing. So that's for Teresa, but I've seen your Real Raw before. Amazing. In terms of Marja, I actually loved how natural it is. It was free flowing. I didn't even know. Did you even know that we were here? Like, she was going for it. It was really open. And maybe the open question happened because she's like, nice to talk to you again. Like, they've already built a rapport prior to talking about it today. So she had that open question, but that open question actually opened her up. She said everything. She opened up. She gave you all the information she needed in order to get where she wanted to get. And then I would capture your story. Your story needs to be captured for the world. Who wouldn't want somebody to tell them that? That's amazing. We all have a story. We would want it to be captured in a book. We wanted our story to be out there. We want to impact and help the world as much as possible. So have it, yeah.
What it mean your score is?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Your score for Marja.
Oh, my score.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. My score for Teresa. So my score for Teresa would be a 9. And then for Marsha, I would also put it as a 9, because there's only one thing to improve on in terms of maybe like funnily, close questions at the end. But I actually enjoy the open questions, seeing as they build a rapport prior to that conversation. And you were open to the idea of getting your story into a book. So in my mind, she closed the deal, just a matter of calling you to get everything set up. Yeah.
Woof.
Thank you.
Sabrina, Jill, and Bree might be the most powerful trio of judges that we've seen yet. And by the way, these are recorded every single day, so I don't say those things. That's not like a false compliment. Extraordinary. Really appreciate the three of you very, very much. Outstanding job, Marja, Teresa. Thank you in round 1. Lorelai, are you ready for round 2?
I am.
All right, let's reverse it. Marja, Lorelai's back and ready. Please continue.
Lorelai, I am so excited to connect with you again.
Yeah,
How are you?
I'm great. Thank you. It's so nice to connect with you again. I loved our conversation.
Oh, me too. Me too. I was doing some research while we were apart on you and the amazing gifts that you're bringing to the world. So I know we talked about you bringing that story, this amazing journey of yours into the world. I feel like it would be incredible in order for you to even touch even more lives and change and make such another way of making an impact. Is this something that you've ever considered?
It is. It's exactly what I'd love to do. And how would you provide that? What do you have to offer?
Well, let me ask you something before I answer that. How long have you wanted to write a book?
Ooh, that's a good question. For a very long time, let's say for 10 years. And I am writing now, but there's been times where I would put pen to paper and then I just, put it down, but I am definitely in that process now.
Wow. Well, what I do, like I said, people just as yourself who have this extraordinary story for the world of healing, of restoration, of hope, I help take them from I want to be an author to I am an author. And I have an amazing team that I work with to make it fun and easy for you. So you can sit there and celebrate holding your book. And like even 90 days from now, that 10 years, gone.
Oh my goodness. Well, you are getting me extremely excited. I love your energy and that you come from a heart-centered place. I feel you.
Thank you. So you know what? I would love to work with you. I don't work with everybody. I am very particular about who I'm working with, and you are exactly the person, exactly the story that the world deserves. And I would be honored if you want to take this journey with me.
That's beautiful. I'm super interested. I just have a quick question.
Sure.
What would make my story impactful that you would want to take me on?
Because just like you shared, you are doing something that made a difference, that is making a difference. You're authentic, you're real, you're raw. And what you have gone through is a story that is something that can really help and heal a lot of people who are in the same situation or who will be in the same situation.
Thank you. I would absolutely love to speak with you about this.
Let's make it happen.
Right. For real.
For real.
For real.
I'm not letting you go, girl. This is awesome.
Okay. Life, this is what happens. I'm put in this role for a reason. The book is happening now, people.
Yes.
It's done.
I think that went well. Marcia. How did that feel for you?
Right. And that felt awesome. I'm so excited. I can't wait to do this with her. I'm just, wow. I'm blown away by her.
Extraordinary. Lorelai, I need not ask, but how did that feel?
It was phenomenal. I just feel like I felt her heart, and it was just exactly opening me up with the questions and how she was going about with this conversation.
Yeah. Wonderful job. Teresa, are you ready for round 2?
We will find out, Sean.
Let's do it.
Okay. So, hi, Lorelai. It's so nice to get back with you. I know you had to jump last time. So, if you don't mind, would it be okay if I got to the point of my call in the first place?
Sure, that would be great.
Let me just say that your heart is so evident in what you do. It speaks through not only the beauty of your design, but the mission and your alignment with Janie's Fund. And so I'm a real estate broker. I have my own unique team of realtors that work for me, and I'm really looking for professional alignments for ecosystem mergers of partners who have unique individual clients that I can provide a value to and that I can bring to my brand. And what I mean by that is I'd like to come up with a partnership with you, or I'd like to discuss a partnership with you where I can offer your clients a service. Anyone who purchases your jewelry possibly would get a discount on their real estate service. And in addition to that, resources from our team. We have a team of specialized agents that are in all different areas. Some customize in specializing in families of children with autism. Some of my agents specialize in horse properties. Some of my agents are specialized in renovation, flip investments. And I'd also like to discuss in that partnership, possibly you designing a piece of jewelry that we promote and bring to our brand to help raise funds for your cause as well. So would that be something that you would like to discuss further?
Yes, I love it. I love how you are a person that wants to contribute and make a difference. So that is actually a key why I would be open to this. And I feel you, and I think that's really wonderful. So I would be interested in that, and I'd like to know what could I ask you? So what is your brand, and what is your mission with bringing this together?
So part of my story in real estate, and I'll just share quickly, is I got into real estate when in crisis, my ex-husband went to prison and I was left alone with 2 small children, and I had to learn how to put food on the table. And so my brand is building a team of other women and helping support them in what their cause is and what's important to them, which is why each of the team members has their own specialty, which is also why someone like yourself with your heart and the alignment of what you're doing aligns perfectly with who we are and what we want to say to the world.
That's beautiful. I love that. I'd be interested for sure.
Excellent.
Thank you.
TTP, how'd that feel for you?
I was nervous because I was just like the first time I like came up with that. So.
Come on now. Come on now. Excellent job. Lorelai, are you having fun?
I am.
I can feel it. So how about this? TTP, can I be you? And we'll.
You can totally be me.
Right. And you'll be Lorelai. Is that good?
Okay, wonderful.
All right. So let's drop in for a second. Okay. So I'm channeling my inner TTP.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Lorelai, thanks so much for taking the time. You know, I've been seeing you on the Real Raw and all these crazy places, and I just want to let you know that you inspire me. You inspire me by the challenges you take on, the stands you take, and somehow, with your heart, your beauty, your amazingness, there's like this humility about you, and you don't take up that much space, but you do, and it's like really unique. So thank you for how you show up in the world.
Oh, me. That's right. I'm like, wow, he's really good.
Yeah. So thank you, Lorelai.
Thank you. Thank you, Sean. That's amazing.
And yeah, so thank you. And I know we have about 3 minutes to go, but you know I'm wondering about is what is this all about for you? I hear about charities. I hear about like Unblinded. I hear about these connections with these mega people. What's the mission, Lorelai? Like, where's this all? And jewelry, of course. Where's this all going?
You know, Sean, I really think that it's, I want to make an impact in the world. And I want to take what happened for me in my life to fuel it not happening to other people.
Well, that is received and present. And in doing that, is the jewelry, is that a big part of the mission? Like where are things headed with what you're doing with Unblinded, with your jewelry line? Like, you know, I hear the impact, but you know, what's the next like couple of years look like if you can have it all your way?
Well, I think the jewelry is beauty, right? It provides a creative outlet that is beautiful and fun and makes people feel beautiful. And so I thought, what better way, you know, if I could have it all my way, it would be a world where women not only are safe, but they're allowed to feel beautiful. And that we can use the impact of the jewelry to positively create a ripple in the world.
Well, thank you for that. Received again. Would it be okay if I could share for a minute what I'm up to in the world and how I think there might be something here? I'm curious what you think.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So as you may or may not have known, I don't know your full backstory, but I hear trauma. Some extraordinary challenges that I faced were being a single mom with kids and having no resources and having had to like build and create. So I was in real estate and I've grown to a place where I run an office with 170 agents. I have my own team within my overall structure. And what I stand for in the world is the ability for people to create their own income and control their destiny. And I particularly stand in that space for women. And Lorelai, I am sure that there's all, and I've been in leadership and led real estate societies. I've been on the board of the state society. I've led county societies. So I've caused leadership. And I am very certain that people all over the place would love to tap into your relationship capital. And everybody's got a favor to ask. And that's just not how I do business. What I wonder is, can I add value to you? Can we build a relationship? And the initial thought I have is, you know, I do have like a whole bunch of these agents and there's birthdays and there's holidays. And in fact, like Valentine's Day is coming up. And I wouldn't want you to come in and just, you know, offer your jewelry, but I think there's incredible things you could teach to all of these fine folks about how to create relationships in ways they wouldn't think are possible. How you create relationships with people that see their future in you, want to make referrals, and you're just fun and you're amazing. and absolutely, I would be honored if you'd also present your idea and see if these people are interested. So if that's valuable to you, I'd love to give that gift to you. And I think you'd add a lot of value to our agents. I don't know where your business is. I don't know how it's done. Would that be of value to you?
Absolutely. I'd love to do that.
Yeah. And I love it to be like a first step in building a relationship and seeing how I could add value through my real estate world to yours, but I want to give first. So if that's seen as giving, then I'm a yes. What do you say?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay, pause. How did that feel for you, TTP?
Great.
Yeah. Lorelei, how did that resonate for you? Like actual Lorelei.
Yeah, it was wonderful in terms. I really liked how you talked about just acknowledging heart, and then bringing into talking about business and Valentine's Day, and like that aspect would have pulled me in too. But and I felt seen and heard and appreciated it as well. But the questioning was really phenomenal.
Yeah. And just for everybody out there, when you think ecosystem merging, as in contrast to general referral relationships, or hey, maybe we can like think about how we might think about like all that, nothing happens. And so specific actionable dynamics forward are how relationships are created. So that's 2 cents. So Lorelei, shall we check out what the judges have to say?
Yes.
Yeah. So let's start with Sabrina. Sabrina, let's begin the feedback with Marcia, please.
Marsha, oh yeah, sorry, there we go. Alrighty, so Marja. Yes. Okay, so there was a smile in your voice. Sorry, I was ready. Okay, so Marja, I like the conversation that you were having. You did answer a question with a question, which is one of my pet peeves, but you went somewhere with it. So she asked your question and you asked her question, and then she told you 10 years, but you were going somewhere with it. You had a roadmap, so that was good. It ended somewhere. So something that she's been thinking about for years was able to get accomplished in 90 days, and you added numbers to it. So it's something that's measurable. So that was amazing. So yeah, and she's open to it. It's getting done. So that's amazing. Good for you. You got it done. That's what matters. You're writing a book, so 10 on 10 for getting it done. I love a close. So that's amazing. And yeah, I just good job.
Outstanding, Sabrina. And what did you have for Teresa?
Thank you.
Teresa, I almost cried. I'm a sensitive person. Teresa, you brought the emotion out, and when it comes to connecting, it's about emotion. I love how you explained your story. It was a way for her to connect to you. I love how strong you are and how you were able to get that done. So I'm really proud of you individually, and I just absolutely love that you started what you want to talk about. You built a report last conversation. This conversation, you actually closed the deal and you let them know what you were talking about. So I appreciate it. A small thing. I also had a question when it comes to jewelry, but you made it work in terms of a donation and you attracted her that way. So also good job. 9 on 10.
Nice. And Sabrina, thank you so much. Like, you're on fire. Appreciate you. And how was the Real Raw for you today?
The Real Raw was amazing. Sean, I wrote everything you said. Every word that came out of your mouth is documented here. So I learned a lot. So thank you so much for inviting me. And I learned a lot, and I'm just so happy to be around like amazing women today. Just so happened that it's a woman group, but I'm loving it today. It's amazing.
And this is
and Sean, I'm sorry.
Oh, don't be sorry at all. Thank you for being here, and thank you for like letting me peek in and like what you're all up to. So thank you, extraordinary. Bree, how are you, and what feedback do you have? Let's start with, please, Marcia.
Yeah, so Marcia, you sit really powerfully in yourself, and I think that's felt because when you speak, you can be succinct and to the point. You don't kind of flunder around. And you also can allow space to receive. And I think there's enormous power there. I think the one thing that I would have liked, or what I think would have been beneficial, is she was saying she'd been struggling writing a book for 10 years to understand why it hadn't moved forward. Because I know if you would have asked that question, you would have had the solution that had been the one thing preventing her for 10 years. And then, yep. And then a rating, I'd give you a 9. Teresa, I feel a hesitancy when you were, I felt a hesitancy when you were speaking. Like there wasn't a certainty in what you were asking for. And so with that lack of certainty, there was the forward momentum wasn't as powerful. But what I really, really loved is that when you connected to her interests, that I think started to open her up and bring her back. But the most powerful thing was sharing your story. Absolutely. And to know that you had experienced trauma, she had experienced trauma, that right there was such a powerful way to bring that connection. That would have given you certainty.
And your score is?
8.
Nice. Great. Really appreciate the depth of your feedback as well. You're sharing your beautiful nomadic journey. And how was today on the Real Raw for you?
It was amazing. I mean, really incredible. I love hearing everyone's stories are so different and everyone's come here from a different angle. And I'm really like every woman and Sean, you as well, being a man, there's such beautiful energy in this room right now. And I'm really grateful to be here.
Well, thank you. And you have co-created that. So appreciate you very much. Jill, what do you got?
All right, we'll start with Marja. Marja, a couple of things I really loved about yours. You opened with, I did some research since last time we talked. And so it really felt like you'd spent some time thinking about Lorelai's situation. And you used some NLP in there, like imagine 90 days from now, you holding this book in your hands and celebrating. Ninja tool right there. The only constructive piece I would give you, actually, Lorelai kind of gave you this feedback because she tested you with that question, why do you think my story would be impactful? And you know, the hidden question inside that is, do you just say this to everybody or do you really think I'm special? And so to reverse that back into your pitch, maybe use more articulate language around why Lorelai is the perfect fit, so that it does feel a little bit more personalized. And that would have kind of stemmed off that question. But otherwise, phenomenal job. I would give it a 9.5.
Jill, your ninja-ness is present. Teresa, what do you have for Teresa, Jill?
Teresa, I loved that you opened with a permission question, because what that did is it opened it wide open for you to kind of share a little bit more than you did in the first time. So, you know, can I ask your permission? And I love that you started with what you could give her versus what you could get. I'll try to make this piece succinct. My one constructive piece is once you got to the pitch, it was a lot of we'll do this, we'll do this, we'll do this for you versus you'll be you. And I suspect Lorelai could buy more, you know, faster if you tied it more into her identity, what it's going to mean to her when this partnership happens versus what deliverables you're going to give her. If that makes sense. So maybe just change that language pattern just a little bit, but otherwise beautifully done. I would give that one 9.4.
Rockstar-ness is present. Thank you for that, Jill. Extraordinary. TTP, how are you? And how was your day on the Real Raw today? And thanks for dropping in.
Absolutely. I am well, Sean. Thank you. And thank you for letting me participate with such a fabulous group of women.
Thank you, Teresa. And how was the rest of your day go from here? Like, what are you up to?
I am making phone calls.
Blowing up the world. Teresa, you are a leader. You're heart-centered, and ecosystem mergers are like swirling about. So outstanding job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Marja, like blowing it up with like opening Lorelai's being, book identity present. So Marja, how was your day in the Real Raw today?
Wow, this was absolutely fantastic. I all day was thinking about this and wondering what was going to happen here. Even though I've seen the shows, I'm just, you know, was like, I'm excited. I'm not nervous. I'm excited. So.
Well, excited to have you, and thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Sean. I always love getting a chance to hang out with you and all of these amazing people here. This has been an honor. Thank you.
Thank you. And you've all participated in what is more than the 400th episode. We got to get back to the tracking. I think we're pushing 450 on the Real Raw since COVID began. Thousands of people have done what you've done. And by the way, it is thousands because the Real Raw Opens that we also run, they have as many as 10 participants on them. So extraordinary job. Lorelai, final from you, my friend.
This was extraordinary. It's always so fun, but I really felt such beautiful energy, and I was just blown away by today, by these beautiful souls, and all the feedback was extraordinary as well.
Thank you. Great job, Lorelai. And by the way, we run What is Unblinded, Why Real Raw on Monday nights. The last few weeks, we had Brittany Turner on, who owns her own island, which I had the privilege of opening that island, which is in between Necker and Larry Page's island, the founder of Google. Richard Branson, of course, owning Necker Island. Extraordinary. We had Michael Burnett. Thank you, Lorelai, that was on. Chris Crone was actually on this past Monday with a couple of other amazing people, including Tony Robbins' partner, Anthony Ortiz and Smart Plate. Kayla, the ultimate big stage booker in the world. And it's just extraordinary. And this upcoming Monday, we have more tremendously interesting, compelling, successful entrepreneurs from every industry and walk of life. And yeah, there's the possibility of this being the end. We hope it's only the beginning. We'll be making a follow-up phone call, like, hey, how was your experience? What's present? And maybe like, what can we co-create together? And Lorelai, I just want to share this. I'm so grateful for you, for everything that you do. And because this came up today, I'll share it here. I want to make a $10,000 donation for my Calgary Christian Foundation to Jamie's fund. And your name and co-create. So I thank you.
Wow. Oh my God. Thank you so much.
Yeah. No, I
Wow.
thank you.
Full of surprises.
Don't
Your
forget to ask. Don't forget to ask.
Thank you so much. I could actually cry over this. Thank you. Sean's heart. I mean, your heart is so amazing. I tell people he's brilliant. I don't say this often, but it's your heart and how integrous and beautiful, beautiful soul you are. So thank you so much. And you make the world a better place.
Well, Lorelai, you are as selfless as any human being I have ever met. And I've met a lot of selfless people. My mom read in Bible study in prisons for 10 years. And your selflessness is on par with hers and some of the other extraordinary people I've been blessed to meet. So thank you for everything that you do. And this wouldn't be here without you. So I couldn't appreciate you more. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Bree, Jill, could not thank you enough. Sabrina, of course, Marja, TTP, Lorelai, on behalf of Vivian, the entire team at Unblinded, we are extraordinarily grateful for you. And Lorelai, we are all blind.
But just getting to see. I did it.
God, illness is present. And just
did it wrong.
everything screws that up all the time. That is a part of what we do here. We love that. And just sort of have a great day.